Alright, so magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. Hello, and thank you to everyone for joining us today. Coming to you live mula sa Health Promotion Bureau of the Department of Health and streaming live on the DOH Healthy Pilipinas Facebook page. I would like to welcome everyone to our Todo PiTalk this afternoon.
Recording in progress.
You might be wondering, no, what Todo PiTalk is, no? Todo PiTalk is actually a wordplay from one of our ongoing campaigns dito sa Health Promotion Bureau, which is the Todo Pito campaign. Todo Pito promotes the 7 healthy priority areas to encourage everyone, lahat po tayo, pati yung mga kapwa nating Pilipino, to adopt these behaviors to live a healthy life. Specifically, we want everyone to do the health-promoting habits, which is to move more, eat right, to be clean, live sustainably, to get vaccinated, to not smoke, lessen your alcohol, say no to drugs, to practice safe sex, to do no harm and put safety first, and last but not the least, to care for ourselves and care for others, which is the focus of our talk today. So I'm Dr. Migo Mantaring, your host for today's Todo Talk on self-care. Pets can help our own mental health. So exciting, no? And joining me today is Upi, my hiking buddy, my best friend, and my companion. She's a 3-year-old rescue dog from Itbayat, Batanes. But actually, more than being a rescue dog, she's actually rescued me more, no? Especially during our challenging 3 years in Batanes. So anyway, I hope everyone is with their pets today, joining and watching us from all over the Philippines. But why we're talking about this, no, parang the spotlight on mental health has never been this bright before, especially now that we're in the middle of the pandemic. Not only has COVID taken a toll on our physical health, but also on our mental health as well. So talagang na-off track tayo, no, sa ating mga normal na buhay with the lockdowns and the constant fear of getting infected. And it really hasn't been easy. So we in the Health Promotion Bureau would like to support you during these trying times by letting you know how you can prioritize and promote your own mental health through self-care practices, which may be effective for you. So alam namin na everyone is so excited to start this afternoon's program. Pero syempre bago yan, tawagin muna natin yung ating Director ng Health Promotion Bureau, Dr. Beverly Lorraine Ho, for some opening remarks to open our program.
Bureau ng Kagawaran ng Kalusugan, nais po namin mapabuti ang kalusugan ng publiko sa pamamagitan ng pagsulong sa 7 healthy habits o mga kilos at ugali na health promoting sa ating katawan. Ngayong Oktubre, binibigyang highlight namin ang mental health na kabilang dito sa 7 healthy habits ng Health Promotion Bureau. Isang kasiyahan na sabay-sabay nating ipinagdidiwang ang Mental Health Month sa pamamagitan ng aming iba't ibang aktibidades na nagtataguyod ng advokasya lalo na sa gaganaping Todo PiTalks ngayong hapon. Nagpapasalamat ako at lubos na nagtitiwala na ang talakayan ngayon na ibabahagi ng ating speakers from Communtails ay pagkakataon upang i-highlight ang mga positibong hakbang tulad ng self-care at ang pagkakaroon ng human-animal bond na isang multifaceted approach to healing na maaaring gawin upang isulong ang kalusugan ng kaisipan at kagalingan. Simulan natin ang ating sarili na magkaroon ng malusog na asal upang maiwasan ang karamdamang mental. Panatilihin natin na sa magandang kondisyon ang ating katawan at kaisipan habang hinaharap ang pang-araw-araw na suliranin. Huwag din tayong magdadalawang isip, humingi ng tulong sa National Center for Mental Health Hotline 1553 kung kinakailangan nating kumausap sa isang profesional. Sigurado ako na sang-ayon ka na ang mental health ay mahalagang pagnilayan ang mga paraan upang gawing prioridad ang kalusugan ng kaisipan para sa lahat ng mga tao at sa pandaigdigang agenda sa pag-unlad. Halina't sabay-sabay tayo makinig at matuto ngayong hapon. Maraming salamat po. Magandang hapon. Healthy Pilipinas.
All right, so thank you so much, Doc Bev. I agree that, we all have to find a way to incorporate self-care into our daily lives. Parang palagi nga nating naririnig yung self-care ngayon, no, yung term na yun. Ang tanong ko ngayon sa mga viewers natin, naintindihan na ba natin kung ano yung ibig sabihin nito? share in the comments below, no, some personal practices na ginagawa nyo for your own self-care para ma-share naman natin sa ibang mga tagapakinig natin ngayong hapon. But anyway, self-care is the way, no, para panatili natin yung ating magandang kondisyon sa ating katawan at kaisipan habang hinaharap natin yung mga pang-araw-araw natin na suliranin. Maraming iba't ibang aspeto ng self-care and actually what works for me may not work for you, pero magandang alamin natin kung ano yung pwede nating pagtuunan ng pansin para pangalagaan yung ating sarili. Base sa mga pag-aaral, napatunayan na nakakatulong sa ating pangkabuoang kalusugan ang self-care. Nababawasan nito yung ating stress at mas napapanatili tayong handa para sa araw-araw. So sa pag-practice ng self-care, mas nagiging matatag tayo at mas kaya nating harapin yung mga suliranin sa buhay. Ready na tayong lahat simula ng fun-filled Todo PiTalks natin ngayong hapon with our speakers. Para sa may mga alagang dogs or cats dyan, I'm sure makaka-relate kayo dito. So we're very lucky to have 4 guests on our Todo PiTalks today from the organization called Communtails. Exciting! So virtual palakpakan po para sa ating mga guests. We have Hani Navarro, Niner Guiao, Mitz Rodriguez, and Ginger Ramirez. So let's all give them a virtual applause, no? Palakpakan po tayo para sa kanila. So hi guys! Hi! Mag-hi naman kayo. How are you guys doing on this rainy Tuesday? How are you doing? You guys are good? Okay, sige. So I just wanted to ask, no, and para rin mas makilala ka ng mga viewers natin today, can you share with us a little about the background of Communitails and how it started? Any of you guys could answer this.
Hi, Doc Migo. Perhaps I can start, no? But first of all, thank you for inviting Communitails, and we're happy to be part of this event, no, on Todo PiTalks. Communitails is a social enterprise, and we're founded in 2014, but officially incorporated in 2016, no. And our vision is really to create a community of compassionate individuals advocating for mutual respect and mutual healing between animals and humans. So we're extremely excited to be here, and perhaps maybe if they want to know more about Communitails, we actually prepared a video to show to our audience so that they get to know more about Communitails.
Sometimes, as a professional, there's difficulty in establishing rapport and establishing a safe and comfortable presence with your client. So that's what a therapy animal does. It facilitates that interaction. It makes them feel safer with the therapist, and it also allows them to bring out their feelings. We thought that we were onto something more than just, bringing a dog into the campus. It was really more of creating a community of more caring individuals. This is Bubu. He's a 3-year-old male golden retriever.
It was a love for dogs that spurred Carla Azucena to learn more about the therapeutic benefits of animals and human well-being. It became the young doctor's mission to mainstream animal-assisted interventions in the Philippines as a tool for healing. Carla gathered some friends from medical and allied health professions who shared the same passion for animals to explore how they could translate this passion into community building. In 2014, they founded Communitails, a group dedicated to creating a mutual healing relationship between humans and animals.
I think to a certain extent, we've all experienced somehow the power of mutual healing between humans and their animal companions. And this is really why we want to share this with everyone. It's become an advocacy of ours. And the great thing is, there's so much evidence that's been accumulated over the years that support the idea that there's that strong connection between humans and animals, and there are a lot of therapeutic benefits to that relationship. And in fact, Carla, our founder, went around the world to different places like Japan and the US to be able to do research about this particular bond.
We first introduced our program through the Ateneo de Manila University with Carla and her trained golden retriever Bubu as our first human-animal team. After bringing the team together and fulfilling her life's mission, Carla passed away at 31 after battling lung cancer. Her legacy lives on through Communitails.
Our mission is to serve communities through human-animal partnerships. We work with various institutions, such as schools, to raise awareness on the human-animal bond and the benefits of animal-assisted intervention. Communitails offers a range of animal-assisted interventions aimed at general wellness, therapy, and education. Animal-assisted activities involve informal gatherings in which an animal and its handler provide general wellness, comfort, or recreation services. These activities include therapy dog visits, talks, and parades. Animal-assisted therapy is a formal, structured set of sessions that helps people reach specific goals in their treatment for physical, mental, emotional, or social conditions. These are conducted by professionals and follow a certain set of standards and criteria. We will soon be offering programs for animal-assisted education. These services have academic or educational goals, such as enhancing literacy and reading skills. We also develop programs, workshops, and training to promote awareness of the human-animal bond, animal welfare, and responsible pet ownership.
Animal-assisted intervention provided by Communitails is an excellent addition in providing a holistic approach on preventive and promotive programs on mental health. AAI provides a wide array of benefits that lead to the overall improvement in the quality of life. And having a constant interaction with one of their therapy dogs in our workplace had been instrumental in decreasing our overall stress and creating a positive working environment.
Communitails handlers and their therapy animals, known as HATs, short for Human-Animal Teams, undergo certification training based on international standards to ensure the safety and welfare of both humans and animals. We prioritize the inclusion of research in the process of establishing our interventions to ensure their effectiveness.
Communitails has always been a blessing to the Ateneo Loyola School's Office of Guidance and Counseling. The dogs, in fact, have changed the image of OGC, or the Office of Guidance and Counseling, and help them through their own anxieties and stresses, and they come to the office just to be able to touch a dog, handle the dog, and bring about a more calm atmosphere in their daily lives in school.
Communitails has shown me the benefit of animal-assisted intervention when it comes to promoting a positive mental health among our students. I have witnessed various activities from them, such as dog parades, small group interactions, and even office visits. And oftentimes, these people that the therapy dog was able to interact with shares to us how they feel giddy, they feel a little bit happy, and they feel this burst of energy that they can carry on throughout their day.
We are Communitails.
We are Communitails.
We are Communitails.
We are Communitails.
We are Communitails, where healing is mutual. We are Communitails, where healing is mutual.
All right, that was such a great video. Personally, I learned so much. I didn't even know organizations like this would really link how our love for our pets could really promote our own mental health. So I'm really excited to hear more from our speakers today. So let me, I have the privilege of introducing our first guest, Hani Navarro. Hani is a veterinarian and co-founder of Communitails. She is an advocate of animal welfare and mutual healing between between animals and humans. So Hani is a human-animal bond certified professional and an associate member of Animal Assisted Intervention International. So let's all give a virtual warm round of applause to Hani. All right. Hello, Hani. Hello.
Hello.
How are you,
Doc
Hani?
Migo. Hello, everyone. I'm good. I'm good. It's just really raining really hard right now. But I think everyone can relate. I think maulan talaga ngayong araw.
Sige, go. So Hani, would you like to introduce us to your pet?
Yes, sure. I'm not sure what photo. Okay, there. Okay, so this is Floyd. He's a 5-year-old Shih Tzu male, neutered. He's one of our youngest dogs, and I just really like this photo because he's look at that face, right? Just by looking at his face, you can actually, smile. Mapapasmile ka na sa face ni Floyd. But he's really silly. He likes bread and he likes to play outside the house. Currently, he's staying at our mini farm, so he's just enjoying the time of his life at the farm right now.
Okay, so cute. So anyway, Hani, just like me, siguro, I'm sure all of our listeners are interested to know more specifically about the work that you guys are doing. So maybe you'd like to share with us some benefits of the human-animal bond?
Yes, sure. All right. I decided to just put up some slides to present the benefits and the activities that we have at Communitails. So this afternoon, I'll present our work at Communitails and how pets can actually help us improve our mental health and overall well-being. No? So the dog that you see right now is Poi or Poi. He's a 5-year-old Aspen, one of our dogs also, and he's like Floyd, he's also a silly dog, and he just like to play outside the house. So I can't force him to show his face ngayon sa screen, no? But yeah, that's Boy. I'm Hani. I'm the president and co-founder of Communitails, and I'm really excited to share with you the benefits of human-animal bond. Next slide, please. All right. So do you know that actually, according to research, pet owners with, of course, owners with pets actually can get lower blood pressure, resting blood pressure, no, as compared to those persons without pet, no. So that's one of the benefits of having a pet, according to research. And then next slide, please. Research also show that humans or owners with pet actually decrease the risk of getting obesity or having obesity because they tend to exercise more, because they tend to walk their dogs outside, and that promotes, daily exercise because you're actually like kind of forced na din every morning or afternoon to walk your dog, no? So that actually helps in decreasing the risk of getting obesity. Research also show that children with autism and who have pets actually promotes more physical interaction with other people and encourage more talking or looking to the faces of other persons, and even promote smiling and laughing, no, as compared to those children with autism without pets. And the next slide that I will show you is actually more research of having a pet, wherein pets or owners with pets actually decrease depression, decrease loneliness, and you have that more sense of purpose and increase confidence than those humans without pets. And more health professionals or doctors even say or promote that humans with pets or pet owners actually have more increased physical interaction and increased rapport, increased mood, and overall health and well-being. So clearly, no, there are really more benefits of having a pet, and that's because of the term that what we call human-animal bond. So you develop that bond with your pet, and that actually provides benefits to both human and animal. Next slide, please. So AVMA actually defined human-animal bond as a mutually beneficial and dynamic relationship between people and animals, and that is influenced by behaviors that's essential to the health and well-being of both. So that relationship actually provides positive influence, no, to both humans and animals. And here in Communitails, we at Communitails promotes this human-animal bond or mutual respect and with human-animal interaction. So that's a special bond that you develop with your pet, and that's actually backed up by science because when you interact with your pet, you actually increase the hormone called oxytocin, which is our happy hormone. All right, next slide, please. So we at Communitails, our vision, I think the next slide, please. There, okay. Our mission at Communitails is to create a community of compassionate individuals who advocates for mutual respect and healing through human-animal partnership. I already shared earlier the human-animal bond and mutual healing. And then next slide, please. And as shown in the video, our work at Communitails won't be possible without, of course, the vision of our founder, our late founder, Carla Azucena, who paved the way of animal-assisted intervention in the Philippines. So she actually dedicated her life not to learn more about animal-assisted intervention and even professionalizing the field here in the country. But unfortunately, she passed away in 2018 due to lung cancer. So you could just imagine how hard it was for the entire community at Communitails to continue her work, no? But of course, we continue to strive together and continue her legacy. Next slide, please. So I think, I'm not sure if you catch earlier the different definitions, no? But there is this umbrella term called animal-assisted intervention. So under it is animal-assisted education, animal-assisted therapy, and animal-assisted activity. So when we say animal-assisted activity, this type of intervention or activity is a bit informal, and there is really no specific goal, but it's purely more of like enjoying the time with the pet, no, to decrease the anxiety and relieve the stress of the students, for example. Whereas animal-assisted therapy is very goal-oriented. There is a specific health goal, and this is should be delivered with the help of mental health professional or a health professional in general. Similarly, with animal-assisted education, it's also a formal type of intervention where you incorporate animals in the education, and it has to be delivered also by an education specialist or a teacher, for example. I think the photos here, the upper right is one of our activities at Ateneo, where we had the dog parades as part of the AAA, and the two photos that you see at the upper right and in the middle is one of our activities at Taal after the Taal eruption. All right. Next slide, please. All the activities of Communitails won't be possible without the help of our amazing human-animal team, or HATS, wherein they go through a series of training, and I cannot just thank them enough for their commitment and dedication and passion to share the joy that their animals bring now with other people. All right, next slide, please. So this is one of the photos that we had for our animal-assisted activities. So we're very grateful that we've partnered with several institutions like Ateneo and Assumption Antipolo, where we conducted the animal-assisted activities or programs. The photo on the right is one of our activities in Taal, that was pre-pandemic after the Taal eruption. So we're just very grateful to have that opportunity to bring the human-animal teams and share the joy with the children. Next slide, please. We also spent some time to pilot some animal-assisted therapy with our partners. No, this is one of our activities with Danny Virata, where we had a session for equine animal-assisted intervention. So we're exploring that field, and it's just so beneficial, not to those who have attended these types of sessions. The next slide that I'll show you is also one of our activities at our partner institutions that we had pre-COVID. No? So we're hoping to launch these types of programs also in the healthcare system. So one thing that we always emphasize is the role of the mental health professional is still very important. So the therapy dog only complements the therapy that's given by a mental health professional. No? It's not a standalone therapy. It has to be complemented with a health care professional. So one of the activities that we had was at the medical CP and at the National Center for Mental Health. So we're really grateful now that we had the opportunity to work with them. Next slide, please. And this is one of the photos that we had for the animal-assisted education, where not sure if you're familiar, for example, with activities like reading a book or read with me, wherein the dog is there or the cat, for example, is there, and just being present, and help, for example, improve the reading habits of the student, for example, because the dogs won't judge them, so that they actually promote or encourage or provide confidence to children when they read. Next slide, please. Communitails also offer several trainings to equip and increase awareness on animal-assisted intervention, especially on animal welfare. So the core of animal-assisted intervention is also animal welfare, because we want to make sure that the dog also enjoys the visits, and they're not forced to conduct these visits. So we make sure that we train the handlers. It's really more of the handlers and not the pets, actually, because naturally they're just really cute and just being themselves, that can relieve the stress and anxiety. But when we conduct these visits, the role of handler or the human end of the leash is pretty important. It's really important because they are the ones who can recognize the stress, with the dog. So it's important that we take care of that. Also, the animal welfare. We also offer a training on animal assisted intervention in counseling. So we invited, for example, a Filipina counselor based in the US who's practicing AAI. And currently, we're also offering a course on fundamentals of animal assisted intervention and how to become a handler. So if you're interested, Ginger will post the link to our website or our Facebook page if you're interested to join this cohort for the training on AAI. And then next slide, please. All right. So we're also building our capacity and in providing more evidence-based research. So we're happy to share that we're launching our merchandise. It's a series of a children's book entitled Not Just for a Little While and Peppy and COVID-19. So we're launching this October. So hopefully you get to see this beautiful books developed by our human animal teams and stewards, very, very talented. And of course, we're also launching a series of Christmas cards developed by Ginger, the artist behind Louis Art. So Ginger will also share the link to the Louis Art page there. So hopefully you could support us in this endeavor. And then next slide, please. So Communitails continue to strive to work hard and explore more about the benefits of animal-assisted intervention. So we're just really happy to share that in 2018, that Communitails, of course, through our late founder, Dr. Carla Azucena, received the award from VP Lenny Robredo as one of the recipients of the Historia ng Pag-asa Award. And lastly, Why we are really here, we really want to share that bond that we experience, no? And I think at some point in our lives, we also experience the same happiness and benefits of human-animal bond, or that's just the simple bond that we develop with our pets, no? And we want others to feel it and embrace that, especially for those who don't have pets, and benefit from that relationship. And we really hope that by doing so, we create a more compassionate community and caring to everyone. All right. So with that, I think that's it. And thanks everyone. And I hope we enjoy the rest of the session.
All right. Thank you so much, Hani. I hope everyone learned so much, about what Communitails is and what you guys are doing. Sobrang dami. And it's so parang inspiring and heartwarming that parang helping us cope through these difficult times. Parang there's so many opportunities for us to do so. And as we can see here in the chat box, parang there are so many questions on how to volunteer, how to get involved. So for the viewers on Facebook Live who can't see our Zoom comment box, you can send a message through the Communitails social media pages or to their email at communitailsinc. That's communitailsinc@gmail.com, or you can follow them on facebook.com/communitails to learn more about them. No? So I'm so sure na everyone is really excited to learn more about what are these human-animal teams? No, how can we actually become one? How can we use our pet in a more practical way to help us support and prioritize our own mental health? So that leads us to our second speaker for today. So our second guest is Niner Guiao. Niner is an environment and development lawyer. She is the managing director and co-founder of Para Bukas, an Asia-based international environment and climate change consultancy. She's a certified therapy dog handler and is the H in her HAT, or the human-animal team, with her pet Ramen. So hello, Niner. Say hi to everyone who's joining us this afternoon.
Hi everyone.
Hi Niner, hi Ramen. So Niner, introduce us to Ramen.
Yeah, okay. So this is Ramen. She's a bit of a derp. So see, Ramen is a 4-year-old golden retriever. She's a therapy dog, and she loves swimming, as you might have seen from the video earlier. She loves swimming, she loves people, but she doesn't know how to catch balls.
That's so adorable. So Niner, can you tell us more about your personal experience as a human-animal team with Ramen?
Yeah, sure. So si Ramen kasi is, as I mentioned earlier, she's a therapist. The community that we will be assigned to or that we will be working with. Yung iba kasi nakarinig din nila yung term, yung ESA, no? Yung emotional support animals. So usually yung emotional support animals, meron ang client or yung patient, meron siyang psychologist or psychiatrist who will designate. So who will actually parang say na, okay, I would recommend that my patient have an emotional support animal. And then gagawa siyang certification and then ayun. So yun yung emotional support animal. Yung service animals naman, sila yung mga nakikita natin na iba-ibang klaseng service kasi yan eh. So merong mga, kung may sakit ka, if may diabetes ka, meron ng ganong service animal who can detect yung blood sugar level mo, for example, no? Or if you tend to have panic attacks, ganyan, they can also assist. Kahit actually yung mga nakikita natin sa mall, ganyan, service animal yan, military service nga lang, or security service, no? So may mga ganun iba-ibang classes. So si Ramen is a therapy dog, and we usually work with guidance offices in schools. So we provide animal-assisted interventions to students in schools, and we have activities aimed at relieving stress and engaging special communities. So yung special communities, those are children or young adults, kunyari, with ADHD or with depression, with anxiety, we have different activities. Like sometimes meron lang, we just sit with Ramen and we chat and they get to pet her, they get to groom her. Sometimes with the kids, we have games. So meron yung mga binibigyan nila ng treats si Ramen or tinuturuan nila siya ng tricks, ganyan. Minsan naman merong mga doggy parade. So kapag kunyari, finals period, dadaan lang kami sa classroom, said, hello, ganyan. They get to pet Ramen and interact with her for a little bit. So those kinds of activities are actually, we feel that they go a long way in helping relieve stress and anxiety and depression among communities. So it's about having them feel a little bit of joy and relief and relaxation, no? Parang in uncertain times also, of course. And yung animals naman, yung dogs naman, alam naman nating ano. Kaya ayun. So those are the kinds of activities we do with Ramen.
So nice to hear. Parang I'm sure everyone can relate talaga na during this parang difficult time talaga na parang sobrang iba ng buhay natin. Ako personally, when I'd feel stressed, it's so nice to just like snuggle and like cuddle with Upi, just to release some tension and to feel better about myself. So it's so great to hear how Ramen is able to do that not only for you, Niner, but for other people as well. And in true spirit to creating a healthy Pilipinas, we're all about caring for ourselves and caring for each other as well. So thank you so much, Niner and Ramen, for joining us this afternoon. We'll hear from you a little bit more in our open forum later on. So if you have any questions, even in our Facebook Live, just put them in the comment section. Then we'll get to those questions once we go to our open forum. So now let's go on to our next speaker who's joining us this afternoon. So we have Margarita or Mitz Rodriguez. Mitz is a pediatrician by profession, an animal lover at heart. She and Smith joined Communtails in 2019 and have been bringing some smiles to students in the Ateneo during their animal-assisted activity visits to the campus, as well as online with their antics on social media. So let's all give a virtual round of applause to Mitz and Smith. Is that Smith? Hello. Hello, Mitz. Hello, Smith. All right, Mitz, introduce us to, it looks like you have more than one pet over there. So introduce us to them. Let us know who they are. Mitz, I think you're still on mute.
Oh, okay.
Okay, there you go.
Am I okay now?
Yes, all good.
All right. So this one is Smith. He's enjoying a popsicle right now. Smith was a hat therapy animal since 2019. And this one is Chichi. Due to the pandemic, we could get her assessed, but she's on the way there. So Smith has been able to go to the Ateneo and calm some anxiety among students for their test papers during their week. I think I have a video of that.
Sige, go ahead, Mitz. Let us know about your experience as a HAT with Smith. Ayan, there.
I have a código that I passed around to the students so that they could do the hand signals and the commands so that Smith could follow the tricks. And then I always bring beats. And then Smith enjoys being pampered. So that's a few minutes of happiness for the students. But even if it's just a few minutes, a lot of them it brings a quite a big impact on them for them also as well. No? Okay. And then since it's pandemic, the schools are closed, so we had to think of other ways to reach out. No. It not just because it's pandemic that the pets won't be able to bring about some happiness. So I have been busy And actually, the pandemic has also brought about some creativity among other fur parents. No, some became photographers, some became fashion designers, digital artists, a lot of things, no, that kept fur parents busy, no, despite the, just staying at home. It's pandemic. There's nothing to do, no. So some people found their passion online, and I have been trying to find mine also as well, or at least try to extend the ray of sunshine that my pets bring me online. I think I have a couple of videos, like the Pride one. I made one for Pride Month. And then I also made one for when we're not endorsing any particular product or company, fast food company, but it was the fad at the time. So I made a video of Smith and Chi-Chi with the BTS McDonald's meal. Okay, so Chi-Chi can fit inside a Happy Meal box. No. So yeah, that's one of the few things that you can do with the pandemic. No, be curious, try to stay creative. No, explore things for the sake of exploring them. Not just because it's going to be a plus if you can turn it into a business. No, but it's nice to act on your passions, no, or find out or discover new things about yourself, no, hidden talents, ganyan. And then two, a lot of fur parents also reached out on social media to be able to help others, na extend help to others, helping shelters, donations, especially during that last big storm. No, there were a lot of fundraisers online, and they were able to come up with a lot of money. Okay, and then third would be love. No, pets can easily love kasi that it's really given. You don't expect anything in return, and for pets, they're like that. They give back even if you don't ask them. So I think I have the last two videos that kind of sums it up. The heaven ones. Routine. No, try to stay creative, stay curious, try to help others, and love. And let's make heaven a place on earth.
All right. Thank you so much, Mitz. It was so great. I'm sure everyone watching us right now, even parang without Chi-Chi and Smith right in front of them, those videos definitely made their day better. So thank you so much for sharing those, Mitz. And I think if you want to follow these very famous celebrity dogs, they are on Instagram. So Ramen is at Therapy Ramen, and then Smith is at Smith Yorkie. So go ahead and follow them for more infectious smiles to brighten up all of our days. All right, sige, so let's go on to our last speaker. She is Ginger Ramirez. Ginger is a public health physician and co-founder of Communtails. Her work is focused on mental health policies and programs, suicide prevention, and expanding health access for persons with disabilities. She also shares her advocacy through her art at at loyart.ph. So let's all give a warm round of applause to Doc Ginger. Hello, Ginger. How are you?
Hello everyone, good afternoon. Yeah, medyo masakit yung jaw ko sa kakasmile and kakatawa watching Smith and Chi. Yeah, hello Migo, good afternoon to
Yes,
everyone.
hello. Same here, no? So Ginger, introduce us to your pet naman.
Yeah, sure. I think we have photos, no?
Yes, sige.
Yeah, so we actually have 6 dogs and 6 cats at home. Yung dogs namin, we have 4 Aspens and 2 na kind of semi-rescue na dogs. And then, so those are the 4 of the 6. And then for the cats, I have 6 rescue cats. So all of them were rescued from outside sa simbahan, sa labas ng mall, no? So yan, si Zari, she's the youngest. I saw her na nakahiga lang siya sa floor na parang naghihingalo. And kung nakita niyo yung itsura niya at the beginning, akala niyo talagang mamamatay na siya. But now she's thriving. She's a lot bigger and she has a really soft belly.
Oh, great. That's so cute. So nice to know that they all have a happy home with you already. So I guess everyone in this Zoom room and who's watching us on Facebook Live is also very interested to know Ginger, especially now that we're so reliant on virtual platforms, given that we're in the middle of a pandemic. How can we adapt kaya animal-assisted therapy to this kind of like virtual lifestyle and routines that we have?
Yeah, thank you. So nung nag-start yung pandemic, so pati kami, no, medyo we had to reevaluate and readjust the services that we're providing. So katulad ng na-share ni Hani, ni Niner, and ni Mitz, a lot of the activities that we had pre-pandemic is very reliant on on physical contact. So talagang a lot of our activities kailangan malapit tayo sa isa't isa. The participants are able to touch the dogs, to hug the dogs, and we're there physically close to each other. So when we could not do that, we had to rethink our activities and figure out how can we maximize yung ganong human-animal bond experience pero through the screen, no? Lalo na actually medyo mahirap for the dogs to, di ba, stay in front of the computer and look at the screen kasi it's not the same for them, di ba? They don't get to interact with another human being talaga. They're interacting with the screen. So kahit na we see dogs or cats na dumadaan sa screens natin if we have meetings, iba pa rin talaga na nandun sila, na magkasama nila tayo dun sa mga activities. So last year, we tried to begin first by sharing some mga information sessions, mga education sessions. Dahil napansin din natin, ewan ko kung how many of us were able to do this, but dumadami ngayon. Dumami ang mga pandemic pups natin, but dumami sa atin ang naging fur parent ngayong pandemic because we know naman the benefits of having animals, no? But we also wanted to make sure to advocate for responsible pet ownership, to share about the principles, no, of this human-animal bond. Dahil hindi lang basta-basta may animal tayo sa bahay or may pet ka, okay na ang lahat, no? Lahat tayo may responsibilidad, and that's also part of what we wanted to share. So we began by organizing these webinars, sharing information. We invited several speakers. So if you're interested, they're in our Facebook also. But in addition to that, no, we wanted to offer some of our programs also kahit na online. So the one thing I want to share with everyone is this program that we developed. So kung madami sa atin nakakarinig ngayon, we talk about self-care. A lot of people are talking about mindfulness these days, no? So ang ginawa namin ng Communtails, we made our own version of a mindfulness program, and we call it Mindfulness. So if you get it, mindfulness. So and so we actually made a series of activities of programs that incorporates the essential elements of mindfulness, but really extracting, I guess, the lessons that we can learn from our animals doon sa session. So, meron tayong different components, no? So, yung unang component natin is yung being present. So, alam natin na karamihan sa atin, we worry about the future, and dami nating iniisip, dami nating inaalala, or nag-aalala rin tayo sa mga nangyari sa atin sa past, no? Lalo na ngayon na madaming nangyayari na bago sa buhay natin. But this, we are invited in this session, and we are reminded by this by our dogs, by our animals na, okay, just stay in the present moment. And we know na kayang-kaya ituro sa atin yan ng mga pets natin, lalo na yung mga dogs, diba? Hindi sila nag-aalala, hindi sila nag-keep ng kung anumang grudge, hindi sila masyadong nag-worry about the future. And so that's one thing that we can learn from them, no? So being present. So the second is awareness and recognition. So alam natin na madaming tayong feelings these days. Madami tayong worries, or some siguro excited. Dami tayong ating iniisip. At kadalasan, we are not in touch with how we feel, no? So this next element of awareness, recognition, and acceptance, this is something really that we can learn from our animals, no? So for example, these days, if you're going through something difficult, you have difficult emotions, some of the principles of mindfulness, the formal teachings of mindfulness, they advocate, or they teach us to be still and stay in the present moment and recognize really how we feel, even if that's a difficult emotion, and really sitting with that difficult. Din natin yan when we think of self-care, no? So, especially for dogs, one of the experiences that we have is this feeling of unconditional positive regard na nabibigay nila sa atin. This love and kindness, compassion, feel natin yun kapag kasama natin yung mga animals natin, no? Mga dogs, mga cats natin. And yun yung isa sa mga lessons na gusto rin nating matutunan at ibahagi sa ibang tao, no? So, if you noticed, actually, may acronym yan. So, BARK. So, bark. So, in case makalimutan nyo, how can I be more mindful during these times? So, just remember to bark. So, be present, stay in the present moment, be aware, recognize, and accept whatever you're feeling, and just stay there in that moment, and let those emotions pass also. And third is to learn to be more kind and loving, and to share that compassion with people around us. So we actually developed sessions for this, like actual sessions for individuals and groups. We have a series of programs that we can share with you. So if you're interested, please feel free to reach out to us. We'd be happy to offer these sessions to all of you, and share more, and advocate for Bark in sa pag-enhance ng ating ng mental health, lalo na ngayong mental health month. So there, thank you, Migo.
Agreed. I think everyone will remember that, Ginger, no? Bark, being present, awareness and recognition, and then being kind. Definitely something which parang in hindsight always did, but never really put a label to it, like with how I'm able to be mindful through the help of Upi. Yeah, so that was a great lesson. Thank you, Ginger, for sharing that with everyone this afternoon. And I'm sure everyone learned so much from all of our guests this afternoon. And I'm seeing in our comment section and our Facebook comments that a lot of questions are coming in. So if you would have more questions, just keep typing it into our Facebook chat, or in our Facebook comment section and the Zoom chat, and we will get to them in a while. So, ayan. So now we've come to our most awaited part of the program, our open forum. So kinuha na po namin yung mga questions na sinend ninyo through our chat box and comment sections para maitanong naman natin sa ating mga speakers. Pero don't worry, kung meron pa kayong mga may isip na tanong while our open forum is ongoing, just keep on typing those questions so we can ask them to everyone. So for now, we'd like to request our speakers, to kindly turn on your microphones for our Q&A. So we'll go ahead to our first question from our viewer. The first is, may kailangan bang special training para maging support animal? Sige. Who would like to answer this? Maybe Hani?
Yes, Doc Migo. Yes, perhaps I can answer. I think Niner mentioned earlier, the differences between an emotional support animal, a service animal, and a therapy dog animal. So magkakaiba yung tatlo na yon. And they serve parang different purposes, no? For therapy dog animals, they don't really require specific type of training, but I guess at least basic obedience training. The most important training kasi is the basic obedience training.
All right, thanks, Hani. I hope that clarified whoever asked that for us. So it's really more on the training side for us as humans. Tayo pala yung kailangan ng not our animal, not our pet. No? So that's great information. Let's move on to our next question. What do you think about kids or people who have phobias of dogs or cats? Who would like to answer this? Baka si Mitz, kasi she's a pediatrician. Mitz, can we ask your thoughts on this? What do you think about kids or people who have phobias of dogs and cats?
I think the important thing is not to force the issue, but merong mga steps na like gradual introduction. They're introduced to the animal gradually. No, first a picture. Minsan kasi the phobia is too great that even just a picture will trigger emotion. No, so there are steps. No, and I think working with a therapist is better. No, or a professional.
All right. Sige, thanks, Mitz. So parang hindi naman talaga impossible. We can slowly introduce our pets, even not through physical means, so that we can gradually expose these people who may have phobia to certain animals, so that they can get the full benefits that we all have from our loved pets. No, sige. So thank you, Mitz, for sharing that answer. All right, we have another question here. Aside from dogs and cats, can other animals provide that human-animal bond?
Yes.
Okay, sige. Who would want to answer?
Yeah, maybe I can jump in. No? So yes, the answer is yes. And in different countries, medyo madami-dami actually. No? So we have dogs, we have cats, merong rabbits, meron tayong mga llamas even. And in other areas, actually, they incorporated sa mga farms. So they have farm sanctuaries and have activities with people at the farms. No? And actually, madami pang iba. But here in the Philippines, formally, actually dogs pa lang kasi medyo tricky as na-mention kanina, madami tayong considerations kasi, no? So, the dogs, medyo mas madali natin siyang i-transport to different areas, no? And for those who have cats, alam natin na it's slightly more difficult to bring cats in schools and in offices. But yeah, hopefully here in the country we can offer other animals also. And then si Hani showed you a photo kanina of horses. So we actually explored an activity with Dani Verata and her family. They have a ranch called Rancho Leonor. So we had an activity with them and exploring equine assisted interventions naman. So horse. So in the US particularly, medyo extensive research and practice with horses. And if you want to learn more, there are a lot of resources online. So madami, pero not all animals are appropriate for animal-assisted intervention. So kailangan lang nating pag-isipan, no, at kailangan alam kasi natin kung ano yung temperament ng mga animals na ito. And for particular animals,
would anyone be
Ako na rin ba or Hani? Do you want to?
Go, Jensh, and I'll just add up.
These dogs may specific training talaga and specialized training siya. So this has been used by different types of patients, no? Those who are diagnosed with depression, anxiety, those with PTSD. So for example, if you suffer from very severe anxiety, your dog can be trained to recognize cues for your anxiety and to respond to you, no, para hindi lumala yung symptoms mo or hindi siya mag-manifest at matulungan ka rin ng pet mo. So mostly dogs yung mga may experience in terms of offering those services. So yeah.
All right. Thanks, Doc Ginger, for that response. Okay, sige, let's move on to another question that we have. Is being a hat or a human animal team as simple as owning a cat or dog? Maybe Niner, you'd like to give some insight for this question.
Sure. No, it's not. Okay, it's a bit more challenging, I think, because if for example, as a pet owner, you consider your pet, right? Yung parang how to care properly for your pet, ensure that their welfare is being observed, feed them, diba? Parang keep them company. It's different for hats, particularly when you have activities. So parang the challenge really comes from the activities themselves when you're there, because aside from just monitoring your pet and ensuring that he or she is okay, you also have to monitor the situation around you, the people that you're with, and how the activity is going. So, inaalala mo yung welfare nung animal, nung pet mo habang nagse-session kayo. Tas inaalala mo rin, syempre, yung situation yung mga tao na kasama nyo, diba? So parang, for example, like yung question kanina, what if group session pala yon, tapos merong takot pala sa dogs, di ba? Tapos medyo malaki-laki yung dog mo. So, paano siya, di ba? So, parang medyo aalalayan mo rin siya, sisiguraduhin ipit or hindi niya na-feel na napupush siya into the situation and hindi siya natatakot kasi ayaw mo rin naman maging traumatic experience yun, di ba? Parang it defeats the purpose kasi andun kayo para mag-relax siya tapos tinakot mo lang, di ba? So, so there are those kinds of things. Pero at home naman, it's basically you have a pet, diba? If your therapy partner, if your partner animal is your pet, it's still the same. I guess may additional challenges lang na parang syempre if you want to be a good handler, you're able to continuously build yung relationship mo with your partner animal, yung trust nandun lagi between you and your partner animal. And ikaw then as a handler, parang you want to keep learning. You want to make sure that the activities that you are able to do with the clients or the patients are activities that are up to date, syempre, diba? That are in tune with science and that will engage whoever you're working with. So parang you just want to keep building your capacity also and your skills in relation to that.
All right, yeah, that's super clear, no? Sige, so it's kind of we really need. It's not as simple as owning a cat or dog. It's a lot of responsibility and put on our hands if ever we would like to be a human-animal team with our loved pet, no? Sige, so on a related note, how would I know if my animal or pet is suitable for therapy work? Maybe we can go back to Hani to answer this question.
Yes, sure. There are certain requirements, at least for Communitails, and we also follow certain international standards, no, as per the requirements. Like let's say, for example, the dog must be at least a year old, because if they're younger or like in a puppy stage, you want them to at least enjoy being them as a puppy, no, and at least a year and above would be more mature. I guess one of the things that you need to consider as an owner, if you want to enroll you and your partner animal to this type of work, like therapy work, the dog must have a good temperament, no? So all of the dogs must undergo temperament screening when they enroll to become a therapy dog, no? And one of the requirements is they're vaccinated with certain type of diseases that affects the animals. But I guess number one is to check their temperament. If they're good in socialization with other people, then they might be a good candidate to become a therapy dog. If they have a history of trauma or a bad experience or history of bite, that might be like a flag that might flag them, not flag to become a therapy dog. So I guess it's really the social interaction. If they're enjoying the company of other dogs or other people, so they might be, I think, a good candidate to become a therapy dog. So those are the things that you need to watch out for.
Okay, thanks Hani for that for that information. I think that was useful information for everyone kasi parang na-inspire yung sobrang daming tao to have their pets become a therapy animal, no. So, ayan, take that from Hani, the president of Communtails. So, there's a very interesting question here related to your personal experiences on providing your animals as a mental health service, no? So, were there people who were given mental health services through your animals, and was it a good experience for these people with lived experiences for mental health? I guess everyone can answer. So, parang it's a nice insight from everyone, no? So, let's start with Mitz for your sharing.
Regards to mental health, with my experience with Smith, as I've said before and shared with the video, we took Smith to attend their exam week, and then there were groups of students who would interact with Smith, play his tricks, give him treats, brush his hair, pet him. No, and then after the experience, we actually give out questionnaires, parang a survey, and generally the general answers were that they felt better after the session. They'd like to do it again. Those kinds of answers.
How about Niner?
So far, wala pa namang nagalit sa amin. Everything seems to have been positive. There's this one particular instance na because we've been working with guidance offices nga, tas merong students na dumating, and there was this one student who was very quiet, very medyo reserved siya, while all the rest were being very engaged, no. So si Ramen parang mahilig talaga siya sa tao, so parang gusto niya lahat papansinin siya. Siguro napansin niya na aside from very quiet and yung student, hindi siya napansin masyado. So nilapitan niya and then nilaro niya, ganyan, until after a while tumatawa na yung student, pinipet na si Ramen, ganyan. And a few days later, I got a call from an unknown number. So parang, and nung nakausap ko, it turns out na it was the parent of a student. And then sinabi sa akin na, alam mo, parang my child has had depression for quite a while. And then binili ko siya ng dog niya kasi na-research nga daw niya na helpful ang pets, no, for certain situations like those, pero she wasn't engaging with her pet, tapos uuwi lang siya, tapos hindi siya makikipagkwentuhan, ganyan, so diretso lang sa room. Pero nung there was this one day when she came home, diretso daw siya sa mom niya, tapos sabi niya parang, "Mom, I met a dog named Ramen." Tapos nagkwento siya. Tapos, and then biglang interested na siya na paano raw niya lalaruin yung dog niya, paano daw niya ititrain, paano daw niya so parang, and the mom was asking for some advice. So for me, that was really, well, syempre sobrang tuwa ako, diba, na parang it was such a simple activity for Ramen and I to do, but we were able to provide that kind of joy, that kind of parang focus. And it was really fulfilling. So maraming mga ganong instance.
Great stories. Thank you, Niner and Mitz. How about Hani? Would you have any personal experience for these people with lived mental health conditions and how the animals help them?
Yes, I think like Niner said, no, it has always been a positive experience. I guess one of the most memorable experience that we had when we visited Taal after the Taal eruption. It was around February 2019, pre-COVID. it's just very heartwarming to see the smiles dun sa faces ng mga bata. And all we did was, bring the dogs dun sa school. So it was really a positive experience. And we were just really glad that we did that. And we were able to document as well so that we could also share, the data and the experience that we had with the children. Yeah.
Sige. All inspiring stories. I think for any of those who have that qualm about if it really helped, no, parang these positive stories can hopefully influence us to not only for people with lived mental health conditions, but also thinking about mental health in the general wellness spectrum. So I'm sure we've all experienced that sad feeling, and our pets have been really helpful in pushing us towards that well end of the spectrum. So yun. Thank you so much to our guests for sharing your wisdom, your insight, and your experience. For everyone in the call, I think we all appreciated what you had to share. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for our open forum this afternoon. Ako personally, sobrang dami kong natutunan from our discussion with our speakers. Pero siguro to close this off na lang po, I would like to ask all of our speakers, what's one lesson or message for our viewers for them to continuously take care of their mental health? So let's start with Ginger, and then Mitz, and then Niner, and then Hani.
Okay, so siguro for me, just a reminder that for us to bark. So during this time, no, so to be present, to be aware, to recognize and accept our emotions and what is happening around us, and to be kinder and more loving. So madami tayong lessons na matututunan from our pets, from the animal companions that we have around us, and yun, most especially love. So yun ang sana maibahagi din natin sa mga tao sa paligid natin, especially during this time.
For me, stay curious, creative, try to find a new passion, try to help others, and love also. Make heaven a place on earth.
For me, siguro, it's more of parang try not to underestimate the value of simple joys. Especially ngayong pandemic, alam mo yun, it's been a trial, but try not to underestimate the value of simple joys. It's just spending time with your pets, just a quiet moment with them, and then trying to learn from them yung unrelenting na giving nila, yung anything, expecting anything in return. Maybe that's something we can try to emulate, especially these days.
Yeah, I share the same thoughts with Niner, no? Because animals teach us a lot of lessons, and one of these lessons, siguro, is to appreciate small things. Dogs enjoy a simple treat, playing with a ball, and I think they also teach us to be present and enjoy the small things, and just be present and enjoy. Yeah.
All right. So such great answers, no? Maraming salamat po. So sabi nga ng ating guests, we hope everyone will always remember to show love and kindness for our own mental health, no? Not only for ourselves, but for our pets as well. So before we officially close our event this afternoon, we would like to thank our speakers, you four. Thank you so much for gracing our Todo PiTalk with your presence and your knowledge. And of course, we would also like to thank everyone for joining us today, whether nandito kayo sa Zoom or watching us live via Facebook. Certificates of attendance will be sent to your email addresses, which you used to sign up for the registration. I hope all these lessons na natutunan and napulot ninyo from our Todo PiTalk will be put into practice, whether alone or with your pets. Hanggang sa susunod po nating Todo PiTalks, this has been me, Doc Migo, and Upi, but she's now sleeping. So I hope everyone has a safe afternoon and enjoy the rest of the day. So bye-bye. Take care, everyone. Thank you.